Hey everybody, Ryan here. I just decided to make a video showing some of my Knight Rider collectibles, some of the things that I thought I would collect as I was building my car that I could display alongside the car, so here they are. Okay, so I think I'll start with the models. These are the three models that I have. Obviously, I don't probably have them all. I don't even know how many are out there, um, but I'm sure there are at least three or four more. Um, but I have some, and this one's interesting. It's from 1983, and it's made in Ontario, Canada, which is where I'm from. This one's from 2014, and it's made in China. Big surprise. This one's still sealed in its wrapper. This one's been opened, but it hasn't been assembled. So they're both 125 scale. That's what that looks like on the inside. Straight from the 80s, when this would have been the biggest of deals. And then this one here is a 124 scale, and it's from Japan. All the writing on the outside is from Japan. So there it is there with the interior parts in the tan. So next I have one of these 124 scale Jadas that just came out recently. They're actually easily found. This isn't KITT, this is car. Of course, I would have preferred KITT, but it was a gift, which is like pretty darn nice of this person. So they sent it to me, and I am very grateful. But it feels funny not having KITT, so I want to get the KITT to match it. Okay, I also have these two little cars. One representing the original toy line, and then one that came out sort of recently. This one here is from 1982, and it's incredible condition. This one over here is from, I believe, 2015. And yeah, it's just number 10 of 10 in a series. So maybe they were doing a Hollywood screen series. So here is the original series in VHS in what looks like new condition. They're unbelievably amazing. Yeah, I mean, you can't really beat. You cannot really beat that as far as the experience goes. That's just looking brand new. That is unbelievable. So I picked up these two tapes as well. This one here is a Knight Rider tape with some random songs on it. It's number 3 of I don't know how many of a series, but just thought it was interesting. It's still in the original wrapper. And this here is from Germany, and all of the series was also available on on cassette, from what I understand. So I just ordered this one from Europe as an example. So I have these as well. These cards, this is a complete pack of these cards here. So I think it was like 110 in the series, and it came with a stick of gum. So this I ordered off of eBay, and it's just all new packs, ready to go, wrapped in wax paper. And this over here, I ordered online. It was just a rare card. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, 8 of 50, and it's signed by the artist. Yeah. So it was just an artist card that he put out to commemorate his this piece he painted. That's all that was. But it's still pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty rare. So that's a piece that most collectors won't have. And speaking of a piece that most collectors won't have, this is a brand new David Hasselhoff Chia Pet. Now, I was there in the 80s, and Chia Pets were a very big deal. We begged our parents for one of these, and they said they were stupid, but the advertising on television made us want to have one so bad. So I'm not exactly sure what year this came out, but yeah, it's not old because it's got websites on it. But the David Hasselhoff I mean, that's got to be one of the better ones for sure. Now, this thing is pretty special. Um, there are a lot of these, but there are not a lot of them in good condition. They tend to rust up and get scratched up like crazy. And it's very, very hard to find one in half decent condition. But I did. What I found was in terrible maintenance condition, as far as it was filthy. It was absolutely filthy. But I knew that I could clean it. I could tell by the pictures, and a lot of people were staying away because it looked pretty bad. Um, but yeah, this is what I have here. It's the I mean, these were big in the 80s. I didn't have one of these because I had the A-Team one. Right? Can't even remember how. Oh, there we go. Can't even remember how to open them. But yeah, so that's that. I mean, look at that on the inside. That is unbelievable. So, I mean, it is in such good condition considering the age. I mean, this has got to be 82, maximum 83. So, yeah, 82. Oh, no, it says 82, 83. So, it's from 83. Okay, so I have these two games. This is like a coloring adventure set. And, yeah, it's really old. I mean, it's old enough to not have any websites or anything like that on it. And I'm not really a lot sure about it exactly, but it's in new condition. It's wrapped in plastic and taken well taken care of. And these are a little more well known. It was brought out by Parker Brothers again in 1982, and it's a board game, but it wasn't a very good board game. So most of them didn't get played. People bought it for the artwork on the cover mostly. But like I said, that's absolutely brand new. So I also have these two things. This is a Knight Rider Nintendo game. The original box. The original game. Excellent condition. That would have been late 80s. And this here, this was made by a Canadian company. And from what I understand, they actually used, I'm forgetting his name right now, but the actor's voice that played KITT. And they didn't have permission to use the Knight Rider logo and all that, so it got pulled. But this is a GPS that speaks to you, and apparently you can load your name into it, and it speaks to you by name. I mean, I don't know how good it sounds, but I grabbed one, so that's that. Made by Mio. And yeah, they're still around. You can still find them. Okay, so here are two books that I have. The Knight Rider Companion. This is the holy grail of. This is from the work by Glenn Larson. All of the information about the car going back. I mean, anything you want to know about this car that's canon, that goes back, this is the book. There's even diagrams and everything about the internals. I mean, this is everything you're ever going to know about the car that you're going to want to know, you're going to find in here. So that's that. And then this over here, from what I understand, is just a biography. I haven't actually even looked through it. I grabbed it and I've been so busy that I haven't even spent any time with it. But it's still available. You can find them. So this is showing them, I guess, making the license plates. So just the biography of the guys that worked on this show. So these are pretty special. These are like fan books, and they were created by one person, one female, after the show was canceled. And you see here, this is number 98 of 200. And over here, this is the sequel to it. This is number 80 of 200. So copyright 1986. I believe this one will be 85 or 86. Just absolutely amazing. So these are readers for anybody that just can't get enough of the show. There's somebody that wrote a whole bunch on it back in the day. Just amazing. Okay, so this is actually a book from 1984, and it's basically the work of Glenn Larson, the backstory and all the original story to the car. This is it. It was a reader. You might have been able to buy it like at a grocery store or at a a drugstore or something like that. And over here, this is absolutely the times. This is TV Guide from April 14th to 20th, 1984. And we all in the 80s relied on these. Oh, look, a calculator watch. We all relied on these to be entertained. Cigarettes on the back. So this is a Knight Rider book from 1982. And it is a hardcover and it reads like a comic. And it's got some games in it apparently. Check that out. Check out the art. Absolutely awesome. I believe it's from Holland. Printed in Holland. So these are pretty interesting. They're still in their original seals. And they're from 1983. And they were read-alongs that came with either a record or a tape. These sealed copies have the records in them. But here's an open one. This one's definitely from 1983. So you put your name, your address, your phone number. Yeah, that's not good. And then all the artwork to go in with the read-along. And in this case, this one had a cassette. So this is a Knight Rider activity book. They charge $1.75 for it. And it's full of just different types of games. And in quick looking through, I couldn't find a date on it, but there's no websites on it. I believe this is actually from the 80s. I don't even think it's from the 90s, but it could be. But it's pretty old nonetheless. It's printed in Canada. So, that's that. So this is the license plate. It's embossed, it's not just printed. And it's got the look and the color. These are easily found and not expensive. So this is a very easy thing to add to your man cave or anything if you're a fan. Oh yeah, it comes with the stickers as well, which is a nice feature. You can add those up to the top corner here and increase the authenticity of that. So cassettes were a big part of the 80s obviously, and I'm going to keep cassettes in the car. And yeah, I got a bunch of blank cassettes that I can use to either record messages or play old tunes, that kind of thing. And this came out in the Firebirds as well. I believe it came out like in the later 80s, but it was a buyer's cassette tape for your Firebird as a new Firebird owner. It's so new that the stickers, that's really new. Yeah, so, I could always play that just for the feeling of having a new car. In addition to having cassettes, I'm also going to have some discs, floppy disks. I think these hold like 8 megs. Yeah. But anyways, I'll have these and I'll probably put on fake stickers, that show either Knight Corp or, any of those other companies, the fictitious companies from the show, that I can put that into the glove box, make that look authentic. Well, into the armrest glove box, that is. So here are some items that I was able to pick up here and there. A couple of different patches. I might throw these on a members only jacket or something like that. This is really special. It came off of eBay. And this guy, I can't remember if he actually worked on the show or not, but I think he did. And now he sells these every now and again on eBay for auction. So if you catch him doing one of these auctions, you can grab one. And it's just the little telecom that Michael would use to speak with KITT whenever he needed to speak to him when he was at a distance. So it doesn't, the time works, but it doesn't actually work as far as recording voice and stuff. But that's fine. It's a prop, and there's not too many of those, so that's nice to have, especially if you're going to play dress up. I just grabbed this too for the car. And over here on Etsy, you can get an operator's license for Knight Industries, and it's really well made. It's basically like a challenge coin, a big square challenge coin. It's heavy duty and beautiful. So it comes with a wallet, and it comes with a badge, and it's really well made. It's definitely really well made. So thought that would be a nice little addition as well. And then here I've built up an 80s wallet. It's still taking some time, but I've got some licenses and stuff like that that I've sourced that I'm going to end up using, and I've got some 80s money in here. It's not real, it's all prop money, 20s, but it's so fresh it's actually hard to work with. But yeah, cool stuff. And yeah, I got like an old Visa, the old style Visa, stuff like that. So here are a couple of ads that I have. This one's from September 11th, 1982. This one I'm not exactly sure when, but it's roughly the same time. These are just TV guide ads. And these here are ads that came from Thailand. This shows all over the world, all over Europe, South America. So my car is a 1983, so I decided to grab all of these 1983 items. This is a 1983 owner's manual, original, in excellent condition. This is a 1983 merchandise calendar that just sold jackets, hats, like gloves, all kinds of random stuff like that. And here, 1983 colors and interiors, some of the different options for all of the Pontiac line. And color exterior paints for the Pontiac line. There's black. So yeah, this is a binder that I'm building as well, like a leather, fake leather binder with some gold embossing. I just glued that patch on. I believe I got it from eBay. If not, it was Etsy, but I believe it was eBay. And yeah, so I'm just building this to tell the story of the car a little bit. So inside immediately, I've got all my Michael Knight IDs. He's got U.S. Army, Police Department. This was before he ended up with KITT, I believe. He's got U.S. government cards. This is his business card. Social Security Act, Social Security number, and then his California driver's license. Now here's the comlink information that came with the watch that I bought. Just explaining the product. Now this is really cool. This is from the original time. It was a headshot sent to a television channel up here in Canada, CTV. So they were using this in 1984 to help promote the show. It's got the date on it and everything. Now there's just a picture of KITT that I bought offline. Another picture of KITT, his interior. Now here's an article from the 80s. I pulled out of an old magazine talking about the stunts to do the show. And then we move into our cards. This is the cards from the collectible cards from the box that I showed you earlier. In the backs, they all made up a really blurry picture. All the different cards available. Got the whole set. I didn't open up, I just bought it off somebody else. There's the comlink. There, see? When that guy built it, he would have used reference pictures like that. Unless, of course, he was the original. I think he was the original guy that built it on the show, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back. Sorry, I wasn't more prepared to be able to tell you that for sure. And then these, it sucks that it just ended on the one. And it's only a 55 cards. Yeah, it's not a lot. But this is really cool. These came from England. These little, tiny little cards. I really like them. They're just different. Never seen anything like them over here in Canada. Okay, so as far as rebuilding the car, here are some of the original manuals that I have. This here service manual for 1983 is specific for the Firebird. It's a repro manual. It's absolutely new condition, still sealed in the wrapper. So I have that. I also have the original Chilton manual. These are very hard to come by because they were kind of beat out by the Haynes. But these, this is one more option for me to refer to here. And here's the Haynes manual. I have a few of these, but this one's not complete. It's to 89, which is fine for me. But I was trying to find the oldest I could in good condition. And that one turned up. That's good enough. And then here, parts catalog for Pontiac, 1982 to 1984. So I'll be able to find all my numbers and stuff in here. This is actually a shop manual, original shop manual from January 1984. So additionally, I also have these Jupiter Electronics books. Jupiter is headquartered in Canada, and they're one of the companies. They're probably the first company that ended up building electronics to convert Firebirds into Knight Rider kits. So this is one of their small manuals available on eBay. Teaches you just everything you need to know. This is even more in depth as far as building a digital dashboard. It's pretty much limitless. It tells you how to build any digital dashboard that your mind can possibly comprehend. Here are 1982 electronics diagrams and schematics for the Firebird, laying everything out for me to refer to in case I want to rewire. Of course I will want to rewire. And the Knight project also came from Jupiter as well. And this just details all of their work that they did to build theirs. So here's a photo I picked up. I just couldn't help it. I love it. It just seems like the perfect world. So, kind of like every man's dream. The car and the girl, you know? So I also have this. I purchased online. It's a photograph signed by both William Daniels and David Hasselhoff. It's the car crossing the finish line. I just love the start finish. Like they started together and they finished at the same time. A team, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna get that framed as well. Probably put that up in the garage when the car is finished beside the car. Okay, so here are 3 publications from 1982. These are quite unbelievable, actually. So this is an actual 1982 service manual for the Pontiac Firebird in absolutely mint condition. Not so much as a mark, a pen on it, which is amazing because this would have been, before the days of computer, what would have been used to reference how to fix these cars. So the mechanics would have come in with greasy fingers and they would have dog-eared all the corners, and you know, the fact that this survived in this condition is quite amazing. So I have that as part of the collectibles as well. Now this here is a book that was published on the Firebird and the Trans Am, but interestingly it was printed in 1982. So this car on the cover was literally the hottest new thing at the time when this was printed. So, you know, this is quite amazing. It gives you all the information on this new technology at the time. And that's a 1982 print. And then, of course, we have the 1982 brochure. This was what people found in the showroom and what would help them decide if this is the car they wanted to buy. Okay, so I also have these things here. This is a 1982 owner's manual in perfect condition to go inside the car. This here is a sticker from 1982. And yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that artwork. That is just classic. There's 2 of them, one for either side. Copyright 1982 in the bottom. Here's an old patch. I mean, this is probably actually from the 70s. I like it because it's actually on fire. And here another vintage patch as well. Pretty cool, like the fire colors. Kind of like that. Well, everybody, underneath this tarp here, this is the reason for the whole collection, is to tell the story of the Knight Rider television series and of this car, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. This is a 1983 version, and it's black with gold 2-tone paint. I'm going to be honest, it's so beautiful as it is that I almost consider using another car as my donor car, and I do have an 87 Formula in the garage. But for now, this will be the car I use to build my Knight Rider. I do appreciate you guys sticking around and watching everything that I had to show you. If you enjoy what I'm up to, then please check out some of my other videos, because I do quite a lot of interesting things. Be happy to have you join me. Subscribe if you like it. Be my friend, why not? Thank you.